Hey guys, Travis here. I am so excited you're joining me on this workshop. I can't wait to dive into this brand new training. We just put this together so we can help you put a system in place for your school so you never have to pay for ads again. So it's one simple strategy that you can use to cover all of your marketing costs. So I just wanted to welcome and thank you for coming to this workshop. It's going to be a ton of value. It's going to be something that you can implement today. It doesn't matter if you're doing Facebook ads. It doesn't matter if you're doing Google ads. It really doesn't matter what marketing you're doing. You can implement this strategy to create a system where you never have to pay for ads again. It's really simple, and I cannot wait to share it with you. So if you've been limited by a budget, if you feel like you haven't been able to grow your school because you have a budget constraint, this training is definitely for you. If you've never done paid marketing before, this is definitely something for you. If you've been concerned in the past that you can't get the school to a successful level through advertising because you're worried about losing money or not having enough money, I want to put those fears to rest today and really share this awesome strategy with you guys that's going to help you grow your schools and not have to worry about a budget. So what are my goals for today? What am I trying to get into? Really, the first thing is I want to help school owners who want more students every week in the door filling up that intro calendar. The next thing I want to do is I want to remove this obstacle that I can't afford marketing. You know, I talk to a lot of school owners that want to market, but the biggest hurdle from either scaling up their marketing or starting paid marketing is their budget. So I want to remove that obstacle from you guys today. And then I want to provide a way to stop wasting money on marketing. There's a lot of things that you can do out there that may not be resulting in revenue, a return on your investment. I want to provide you guys a way to stop wasting that money on bad marketing strategies. And then finally, I want to unlock an unlimited growth for your school without having to worry about a budget. A budget should not be a reason why you can't grow your school. So I'm really excited to share those things with you today and accomplish those goals. But before we dig into this, you might be asking yourself, well, who is this guy? You may have seen me post before. You may have seen some of my blogs, some of my interviews on podcasts with my business partner, John Evans. My name is Travis Klaben. I am the program director at GetKarateStudents.com. I live outside of Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't always live outside of Atlanta. We actually lived in South Florida, my family and I, for about 12 years. Prior to that, I grew up mostly in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania area, and I was actually born in Carson City, Nevada. So I've been around a few different places. When I was in Florida, I was a high school teacher. I taught U.S. history, 11th grade U.S. history. Loved it. It was awesome. I did that for about 15 years. I also built a varsity men's lacrosse program in South Florida. I also built a varsity men's lacrosse program here in Georgia. And I coached varsity football for 15 years. So awesome experience being able, just like you guys, being able to work with people, see them grow and reach their potential. Got to see some people go really high level in college and the NFL with football and lacrosse. I love seeing that program continue to flourish. So that was a big passion of mine. And ultimately, I help hundreds of schools on 4 continents. I help them grow their enrollment and get new students every single week into their schools, so they're consistently growing. Here's me in much younger and slimmer years, coaching lacrosse in South Florida. One of my passions I love is golf. I love to play golf and just get out, and I love the challenge that golf brings to just itself, the life challenge it brings, the constant seeking of growth and improvement, much like martial arts, that constant seeking of getting better. And this is really why I do what I do. This is my wife, Colleen, and this is my daughter, Palmer. She's about to turn 7 here shortly. This is us in White Sands, New Mexico. We recently took an RV trip out west, about 14 days in an RV, drove out to the Grand Canyon, stopped off at some cool places. So that's why I do what I do. This is kind of a little bit about me, just so you guys can get a little background. I said I'm the program director at Get Karate Students. Well, what is Get Karate Students? It is a marketing agency for martial arts schools only. We work specifically with martial arts schools. It was founded by John Evans several years ago. And what happened was John was in marketing for about 20, I don't want to age him, but I want to say 20 to 25 years in a lot of different areas of marketing. And this is his son, Colin, who is taking Taekwondo at Frankfurt Black Belt Academy. Here's a picture of Colin here, and this is the class he was in. And he had been there for a long time, all the way through black belt, so from white belt to black belt. And what happened was, John's wife, Laura, took a picture of Colin in the class at white belt, and then she took a picture of Colin in the class at black belt. And, Colin had grown so much. I know Colin now. He actually helps babysit my daughter, and, we hang out and watch movies and stuff. But Colin had grown so much. But when John compared these pictures, he was like, the school is pretty much exactly the same. And we're talking about, a pretty significant time period. So John went and talked to Master Dave Cocoan and started to brainstorm and build ideas on how to grow his martial arts school. And what happened was, it didn't work perfectly to start. There were, definitely growing pains and learning curves that happened. But once they settled on a formula that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today, it blew up to the point where Master Cocoan then referred several other schools to John. And before John knew it, he was working only with martial arts schools. We love the community. We love helping school owners like yourself. And that's all we do is help martial arts schools. In fact, we used to be an agency. We would do the marketing for schools. It was a done-for-you service, but we really maxed that out in less than 2 years. And we had to stop taking on new clients because we were just so busy helping these martial arts school owners. So that's a little background about us. You guys didn't join this because you wanted to learn the biography of Travis and get karate students. So let's dig into what we're going to cover on this workshop here today. I'm going to go over really a few different secrets. The first thing, secret number one, is I want to show you how to get the cheapest and highest quality leads. The next secret is I want to show you how to make money by offering a free week. This is what we call the magic of the value ladder. And then the big reveal is secret number three, how we're then going to take that to never have to pay for marketing again. So let's dive right into this. How do we market for free? How do we get the cheapest, highest quality leads? Well, first of all, let's define what a high quality lead is. We're talking about name, email, and phone number. That is how we define a high quality lead. Someone's accurate name, their email, and their phone number. So how are we going to get these? Well, we are going to promote a free week of martial arts. Now, you may have done a bunch of different offers and a bunch of different trials and all that kind of stuff. And in fact, sometimes when we talk to people, they say that free trials don't work. Well, they do work when you do them right. If it's done correctly, it's a great way to help grow your school and put you in position to never pay for ads again. So some people I've heard say, hey, I can't survive offering a free week to everyone. I've also heard free weeks devalue my program. They devalue my martial arts. I've also heard the idea that, hey, giving away free stuff, I just get these tire kickers. I just get people that want to come in for the free things. Some school owners, they say, hey, I tried it. And all I did was got people that wanted free stuff and didn't want anything else. I've even tried Groupon, given a really low offer, half price, free week through Groupon, or a $9 month or whatever promotion through Groupon, and I never got any students from it. Well, the fact of the matter is that free trials do work. There is a truth to this. First of all, we're not going to offer the free trial to everyone. In fact, we're hardly ever going to give away a free week. And free trials actually don't devalue, because look at Netflix. Netflix's whole business model is designed on a free trial. Uber, if you sign up with Uber, they give you a $20 voucher for your first ride. And usually a ride on Uber is like $10 to $15. So your first ride is free. One of the largest companies in our lifetime, Microsoft, gives away a free trial of Microsoft Office for 30 or 60 days or whatever it is nowadays. So free trials don't devalue. I would argue that all of these things are very valuable companies and people see the value in them because trials allow experience. Trials allow you to experience something so you can then become a paying customer. The thing is if you have the right conversion process, it will create enrollments. It will get to the point where you're getting new enrollments from that free trial offer, but it's all about that conversion process. And the thing with things like Groupon and other different areas that people are going to kind of market, some trials and things like that, those are inherently going to attract one-time use leads. I know I use Groupon, and my mindset when I go to use Groupon is I need a one-time thing that I'm not going to do over and over again, and I need it at a low price. So Groupon and some other areas are going to inherently attract one-time use leads. So what are the advantages of this free week offer? Again, we said if this thing works, if it's done right. Well, what are the advantages if I do it right? Well, the first advantage is you're going to get a cheaper lead cost than other offers. And remember, a high quality lead is name, email, phone number. And if we can get leads cheaper than other offers, then that means we're setting ourselves up for a bigger return on our investment, which we're going to dive into here in a little bit. The other advantage of a free week offer is it's going to grab people's attention quickly in a world of distractions. I don't know about you guys, but there's plenty of times I pick up my phone and I'm like about to go do something. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, what was I going to do on my phone? Or, oh yeah, I was supposed to be doing this. Or I don't know, sometimes we'll be watching a show on TV. I'm like, what are we even watching? Because there's just so many distractions happening in our world. Okay. The attention span of people is going lower and lower on average in our community and in our society. So we need something that's going to grab attention quickly. It's also an easier first step for people that are new to martial arts. Someone that has thought about it or not really kind of dove too far into it, or they heard about it and they know it exists, but they haven't done it. Their kids haven't done it. This is going to be a much easier first step for people that are new. And then ultimately the free week offer is going to lead to more long-term success than special offers. This is an offer you can run year round. It doesn't need to be a Mother's Day special. It doesn't need to be a Black Friday special. It can be an evergreen system that year round can be running and leading to new students coming into your school, which means you can actually get more for less. You're not constantly tinkering with new offers or trying to remember what the offer is right now when you go to that conversion process. It's a long-term success offer that can happen year round. So how are we going to, because this is about never paying for ads again. Well, we're setting the foundation of that free week being kind of that first step. How do we make money from this free week? How do we introduce this free week and turn it into a revenue stream so we never have to pay for ads again? Well, we have discovered an awesome thing that we call, it's really kind of magic. We actually call it the magic of the value ladder. So how does this free week help me with free ads? Well, basically, we are going to have a stranger that is going to opt in and become a lead on the free week. They're going to schedule an appointment to come in for a free trial. We will upgrade them to a paid trial, which I'll talk about in a moment. And eventually, in a couple of weeks, we're going to upgrade them to a fully paid student. So we're going to take them from stranger to student with this value ladder process. Now, you might say, I don't know how to be like a salesperson. I'm not salesy. I don't know how to convince people to upgrade. I'm the same way. I used to work at a bank and different retail stores, and they would say, oh, you need to upgrade people to this. And it just wasn't my natural kind of personality. In fact, most people would argue it probably isn't. So you might say, I don't know how to convince people to upgrade. Okay. I'm not someone that knows how to sell things. I'm not a salesman. I'm a martial artist. I don't want there to be a bait and switch situation. Okay, so see, these are some of the things that you might be feeling, all right, well, we're offering a free week, but I'm going to upgrade them to a paid trial. There might be some discomfort there. I don't know how to do these things. Well, the truth is you actually don't need to worry about any of those things. Okay, someone experiences your intro to redeem a free week. It's going to be easy to upgrade them into a paid trial without it being a bait and switch. This is a super easy process in a simple conversation. It doesn't have to be a bait and switch. It doesn't have to be salesy. You're just going to tell them that you have two offers going on right now. You have the free week, which is what they're in for, but you also have another offer that you think is a better value, and you'll let them decide. The free week is good, and the student can participate in their street clothes. Little Johnny can come in his street clothes all week, no problem. We have another offer going on right now. I think it's more valuable, Mrs. Johnson, but I'll let you decide. It's $67 for a full month trial, and it comes with a free uniform. So that way, little Johnny feels like part of the class. And that's a really key statement. Mom wants Johnny to feel like part of the class. Put that uniform on him during the intro. He's feeling excited. He feels like, a superhero in this uniform. I'll let you decide, Mrs. Johnson. And we will see people go from that first class. This is happening on the first class. We will see when we let them choose, we are going to see about 99%. We say 90%, we say 9 out of 10, but in all reality, it's actually about 99% of people are going to upgrade on that first day when you give them the option. You don't have to sell them. You just tell them you have another offer going on with the right conversion process, the right conversation, and they will almost always choose that $67 trial with a uniform. They may say, okay, you say 99%, 90% people do that. Let me see some proof. Let me see that actually works, because it sounds good on paper. It makes sense on paper. When I explain it, it probably makes sense to you guys. We're bringing them in for the free week. They can stay for the free week, but we have another offer, $67, get a free uniform. That way they feel like part of the class. We're saying 90 to 99% of people are going to upgrade. Well, here's the proof. Derek Crowley, who started our program, I want to say almost a year ago, right in the middle of the 2020 pandemic. He had the Follow-Up Ninjas, an application we have. He's been using our system for a week. He had it up and running for a week, and he added 15. He had his paid trials at $99, so not the $67. He had his paid trials at $99. He added 15 paid trials in the first week, and he's ready to set the system up in his second location. Nate Gordon, 9 days, so just a little over a week since he started offering the free trial. His results have been incredible. His conversion rate after the first lesson of paid trial was 100%. He got 6 paid trials so far, and he had 2 more intros tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure he converted those 2 intros. So in 9 days, he converted 8 people to paid trials. And then Brian Dixon. Brian joined us when he didn't even have a school. He wasn't even open yet. And he decided, I want to have a system in place so I don't have to pay for marketing. First paid trial, he was actually advertising an online program. And he was, yes, this works online. He was converting people from a paid week on their online program. From a free week on their online program to a paid trial, just over the phone in a regular conversation and collecting payment over the phone. And then Derek Terrell has been with us for a really long time, a couple years now. He's been through it all pre-pandemic, during pandemic, after the pandemic. 3 for 3 on student upgrades. Just like a conveyor belt, keep the signups coming. Just a conveyor belt of people signing up for these paid trials. So we've established that we have the free week offer, and if it's done right, it doesn't devalue. There's a way to get revenue from the free week offer. It's a simple conversation with the magic of the value ladder, and we are going to convert those free week trials into paid trials on the first day, which is then going, again, almost 100%, 90 to 99% of people are going to convert. And that is the foundation of how we are never going to have to pay for ads again. How do we market for free? Well, here's the secret to all of this. We call this the flywheel effect. You may have heard of a flywheel before. We refer to this as the flywheel effect. So you never have to pay for for advertising to get new students again. And if you are paying for advertising, there is no limit to how much you can advertise. You can scale things up and grow faster if you want. You can control the growth of your school. You can take back the control of your school. You don't have to worry about, is the weather good for the fair? Is the government going to allow us to do this? I hope some students, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You can take back control without the obstacle of what's my budget, or what if it doesn't work? What if I don't get new students? We are going to implement the flywheel effect into your school, and you guys can take this with you today. You can start putting it into place today. So that way you can start collecting this and start marketing your school, or ramp up your marketing and really get to those enrollment goals that you've been trying to get to for months and years. Okay, so how does this flywheel effect happen? Well, the first thing is we are going to run some paid marketing. So up front, we're going to run an ad campaign, and we're going to spend about $600 on ads. Okay, so if we spend about $600 on ads, we should see at least 45 leads come in. Okay, at least 45 leads should be coming in. That would put us at about $15 a lead. You can do better than that. We can see lead costs be lower than that, but we should see at least 45 or more leads come in. Now, of those leads, if we're running if we're running really marketing and we're spending $600 on ads, we're getting leads at about $15 a lead or better. 45 leads come in. About half of them should schedule appointments. Okay, so 22 of them, hopefully more, but typically it's about half of your leads should schedule intro appointments. So we have 22 appointments, and about half of those will show up for their appointment. So we have about a 50% scheduling conversion rate and then a 50% show rate for these appointments for the paid trial. So 11 show up. They might be saying, oh man, only 11? That's awesome. 11 showing up. It's 11 intros, 11 people coming in. And this is why 10 of those people should then sign up for the paid trial on the first day. And if your paid trials are at $67, we saw some others. We saw Derek Curley had his at $99. But if your paid trial, $67 is a great place to be. If your paid trial with a free uniform is at $67, you have now recouped your initial ad spend, and you've actually earned a little, you've raised a little bit more money. You've brought in a little bit more money, $70 more that can pay for those uniforms, or you can roll that right back into your ads. So we take that $670 and we are just going to roll that right back into our ad spend. So this is where we're not seeing any ad spend happening because it's all coming in from paid trials. And what will happen is this process will continue to repeat itself. We'll put $600 more into ads. We'll get 45 more leads. 22 of those leads will come in for an appointment. 11 of them will show up and 10 will sign up for that paid trial. We'll collect $670. We'll pour it back in. And this little system will just be its own ecosystem where the paid trials are paying for the new growth. And this is really where the magic happens, because those paid trials 2 weeks later, if you have the right system in place, those paid trials 2 weeks later are going to enroll as full students. Typically about half, sometimes more, but typically about half of those paid trials are going to fully enroll. And if your tuition is at $150 a month, which we recommend, if you're not at $150 a month, that is a good place to start for your tuition. But if your tuition is at $150 a month, we have just collected $750 in recurring revenue. It's not just a one-time thing. These students are going to stay. You guys are teaching high quality curriculum. You wouldn't be here if you weren't, if you didn't care about your school. I know you are teaching a high quality class. The integrity of your school is high. So those students are going to stay. So those 5 students are going to pay you're going to be collecting $750 a month in recurring revenue. And then guess what? 2 weeks later, this revenue you got from paid trial is going to lead to 5 more and 5 more and 5 more. So if on average, the martial arts industry, and I know it varies from school to school, student to student, but on average, a student in a martial arts program will stay for 18 months in the martial arts school industry. So if we get this situation happening, if we get the flywheel effect happening, that means in just this scenario, not next month. This is 1 month of $600 on ads, 45 leads, 22 appointments, 11 free trials, 10 paid trials, 5 students enroll. That would be a lifetime value of $9,000 or more. We've collected $9,000 from not spending any money on ads because, again, the paid trial is taking care of that. So we've just increased our revenue by $9,000 in 1 month from this flywheel system, and it didn't cost us anything because the paid trials took care of the ad spend. This is a system that is going to change the trajectory of your school. This is a process that will change how your school grows, and it will give you back control of your enrollment. You no longer have to wait about all these exterior things happening to your school. This is something you can implement today that you can put into place, and you can see the results and the growth from it. That is a 1,400% return. Now, if someone came to me in the stock market or someone said, hey, if you invest in this, you'll get a 1,400% return. Well, hey, I'd at least give it a look. I mean, that is a huge, huge return. I don't need to get into this big chart. I like to show it real quick. Worst case scenario, you might say, okay, this is great, Travis. This sounds awesome. On paper, it sounds great. What if it doesn't work that way? Well, let's say you only get 2 students per month and then stop. So you market for a year and then you only get 2 students per month for that year, which would honestly be the worst results we have ever seen from this system. It would be like, oh my gosh, what is happening there? Let's say you only get 2 students per month and then you quit after a year. Up front, it would probably cost you about $100 to get your ads and stuff started. But in the long run, the paid trials, the first month we would probably lose $100, but in the long run, the paid trials would start kicking in. We would start adding 2 students per month. You would earn on student lifetime value, you would earn $56,000 out of a $100 investment if you did this for a year and it didn't work. So my question to you guys as you're watching this, are you enjoying this so far? Is this valuable to you? Is this something that you say, oh my gosh, this is really revealing and I can use in my school and I can see how it would unlock it would free me from a budget or a concern about not getting a return on my investment? That is awesome. That is great. Well, what have we covered so far? Just to recap, we've covered a few different things. Secret number 1, how to get the cheapest and highest quality leads. Again, a high quality lead is someone, name, email, phone number. And we talked about how the free week, when done right, is going to allow us to do that. It gets rid of a lot of friction points for new people, and it really helps us get the cheapest possible high quality leads so we can get a higher return on our investment. And the second thing was, how do we take that free week and turn it into a paid trial, a paying student? That was the magic of the value ladder. And then what I'm really excited about is what we just covered. Secret number 3, how to never pay for ads again. How the magic of the value ladder is going to put a system in place for your school so you never have to budget for ads, that it is automatically being taken care of with the flywheel effect in your school, which is amazing, which is awesome. I'm excited to see you guys put this in for your school.